This is John Cola with growingyourgreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and today I'm really excited because we have my beautiful girlfriend with me today, Lauren. And what we're going to do today in this episode is that Lauren, for the first time ever, is going to try persimmon fruits off my very trees that I grow in good soil and all this mumbo-jumbo stuff, all right? And just maybe it's going to taste better than some of the other persimmon fruits that we have here on the table. So, honey, you want to share with everybody how much you love persimmon fruits?
Yeah, they're one of my top 5 favorite fruits, I would say, and they're my favorite fruit in the winter season.
Cool, they're definitely one of my favorite fruits also, and I think you guys should eat your persimmon fruits, and I think it's really sad that most Americans don't know what the heck persimmon fruits are, and there's many different varieties. These are mostly the fuyu varieties that we have here, and there's small fuyus and giant fuyus and all different kinds. And persimmons are a nice orange fruit, and it's a deep orange fruit rich in beta-carotenes and as well as other phytochemicals and phytonutrients that are very healthy for you guys. So if you don't have your own trees, aren't growing your own trees, go to the store and buy some persimmon fruits. Now here's the tip if you're going to go buy persimmon fruits, right? You want to go to an Asian market, right? Asian markets will generally have the persimmon fruits for way cheap, and if you go to a local store, you know, just big box grocery store, you know, they're going to be very expensive because they're going to have a small amount. So you go to your Asian stores if you can't find them, or better yet, grow your own trees. And, you know, these are the Asian type persimmons. There are also American persimmons that are actually native to America that are actually quite good. But anyways, let's get into this video. I suppose what we're going to do here is we got 3 plates of fruit here. One is from a local farmer's market. One is from a friend's old school tree that's been growing there probably 50 plus years, and one are from my trees, 2 trees, and they've been growing for about 4 years now, you know, and I've been feeding them really good and all this kind of stuff. So I guess the first step is we're just going to go ahead and taste test each one, and then we're going to ask Lauren to see if she knows which fruit is my fruit. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to go ahead and blindfold Lauren. This is always fun to blindfold her. So she will not know what fruit I'm feeding her at the time because she has had some of these fruits and she's not, I don't want her to know which one is which. Alright.
Alright.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't know.
Can you see down here?
No.
Sure?
I can't. I'm closing my eyes.
Alright,
so
alright. Okay.
Looking.
So now I'm going to go ahead and feed you some fruit here. Alright. So this is the first fruit. There's a piece. Tell me what you think. Describe it to my viewers here.
I mean, it tastes good. It tastes like a pretty standard persimmon. You know, it's not like over the top or like
sweet, good flavor, nothing just
it's pretty much just like just an average kind of persimmon. It's not like anything like rich in depth of flavor, and you know, that's what I'm getting from it. It's good. And it's got a good texture. It's kind of like, I mean, it's just, it's firm. It's like one of the firmer ones. So that's how I feel about that one.
Alright, cool. Let me go ahead and give you this next piece here. Now, I will be brix testing all these fruits actually afterwards with a brix meter, and that's how to know really, besides our taste buds, which are our best indicators of nutrition, flavor, sugar content, to use a brix meter because, you know, for those of you guys that are like me and like gadgets and tools, this will tell you, you know, how good you're doing in regards to growing all your crops. So how was the second persimmon? Was it better or worse than the first one? Let's start there.
I don't know that I got like enough of it, but like what I tasted, it was probably not as good.
I see. Not as good as the first one. All right. Any other flavors that went on? Good flavor, no flavor, you know, sugary, sweet?
It was not as much. I think I got more of the inside flesh of the other one, and this one I got a lot of the skin. It wasn't as much of the sweet stuff in the middle.
I see. All right. Let's go for the third one here.
But I mean, I think, I don't know.
Okay, third one. So what do you think of that one?
This is hard to do.
Is that better or worse than the first two? So at this point in time, you like the first one the best.
I do like the first one the best.
Now what about this one that you just had, the third one?
Probably, you know, I don't feel like I tasted the second one enough. Like, I
All right,
feel
want
like...
another piece?
Yeah.
So, but why don't you share with my viewers what you thought of that third one?
I didn't like it as much as the first one, but I can't tell if I liked it more or less than the second one.
All right, here's the second one again.
I like the first one the best.
All right, we still have one more for you to try.
I don't know. I think this is probably like my not as favorite.
Your least favorite one was the first one. All right.
No, the one I just had or whatever.
The one I just gave you, the second piece.
Yeah.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's on first? All right.
Okay.
So here's the last piece of the persimmons. Are you ready? Okay, here.
Well.
Okay, how's that one compared to the other ones?
This is really good.
Is that like, how would you compare it? Explain it to my viewers. Sweet, not sweet, good, rich persimmon flavor, no flavor, or what?
It's definitely, hold on. I like this one. I like this one better. This is like probably maybe my favorite.
Okay, so rank them in order because you had 4 different persimmons and rank the 4 in order from best to worst.
Okay, I like the last one I just had. I'll just go ahead and say that's my favorite.
All right, that's this one right here. Okay.
The very first one that I tried was my second favorite.
It's right here.
The third one that I tried was my third favorite.
All right, that's the one over here.
And then maybe I can't remember, the other one was the other favorite.
Yeah, it's the least favorite right here.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go ahead and take off the blindfold, honey, and we'll go over which ones are which. All right, so over on this plate here, these are the ones from the farmer's market, you know, and this was your least favorite one.
Okay, good, because those I didn't even like when we
Yeah,
got them.
she didn't like them when we bought them, and actually we bought a whole bunch, and actually I returned them to the farmer because I'm like, this is poor quality fruit, man, and she seemed like appalled. And I should have probably brought my brix meter to test it before we bought it, or I should have at least sampled some because we didn't. I'm just like, oh, it's a good deal, and farmer seems cool, and then some other stuff we got, but they suck. They suck, man, and it shouldn't be like this. All right, so that was your least favorite. Your second least favorite was this plate right here, and I want to thank my friend who I was able to pick from her tree. We'll throw up a picture of what the tree looks like. And this was basically a tree that's probably like, I don't know, old school, 50 years old. It's huge, tons of persimmons on there. And, you know, this is what happens when you maybe don't put fertilizer on there. You know, my friend just lives at a house and there's a persimmon tree and it makes a lot of fruit. And I don't think she really does anything. So, you know, things grow even without fertilizer. And if you don't have the best fertilizer, you know, things will grow, right? So Lauren's favorite persimmons, thank God, were from my tree.
I was worried.
So her first favorite persimmon was this persimmon, and this persimmon is actually what I would consider a giant fuyu persimmon, and this is off my front yard tree that my friends Dr. Rick and Karen Dina purchased for me, so thank Rick and Karen if you are watching this. That was her favorite persimmon, and then her second favorite persimmon were these ones here. And this is off my backyard tree. So each of those have like a little bit different soil. The front yard tree actually is grown in all compost and rock dust. And the backyard tree is basically grown in the standard adobe soil with a mixture of compost, rock dust, and all the other stuff I do to it. I guess next we're going to go ahead and brix test the persimmon fruits to let you guys know. And a lot of you guys don't know what this is, and you guys as home gardeners, home growers, and just people that eat fruits and vegetables, you should all know what a brix tester is, because I believe if every American owned a brix tester and brix tested their fruit or vegetables before they bought them at the store, there'd be a lot of produce like rotting, because it's quite sad that a lot of produce is poor quality. I mean, it's just attributed by the taste of the farmer's market stuff. And I always like to tell people, if you're not growing your own, go to the farmer's market. It's usually better, but not always. All right, so this is the brix tester. And those of you guys that don't have one and are home gardeners and are serious about growing high quality stuff, get a brix tester, right? This is a way you could measure the quality of the food you're growing. If you think your compost is doing good without actually adding rock dust, do a brix test, because what you're going to find out is once you dial in your soil, get the minerals in there that you need, your brix will go up, right? Don't take my word for it. Buy one of these, test it out. They're like 20 bucks on eBay, right? It's called the Brix Refractometer, BRIX Refractometer 0 to 32. How this works is basically on this little area here, you put a drop of the juice of the produce, you know, whether that's fruits or vegetables. If you're vegetables, you need to like juice spinach, get some spinach juice on there, and close that. And then you're going to look through this eyepiece up into the light, and you're going to see a scale. So I'll throw a picture of what the scale looks like so you guys can see it. And what you want to look at is the demarcation number. So there's a number, goes from 0 to 32. The higher the number, the higher the brix. Now, a lot of people, especially if you're growing grapes, you might think, oh yeah, brix, that just equates to how much sugar is in the fruit. Well, that's not entirely true. Let me go ahead and read here what brix is. It says, within a given species of plant, the crop with a higher refractive index, or brix, will have a higher sugar content, but also higher mineral content, higher protein content, and greater specific gravity or density. This adds up to a sweeter tasting, more minerally nutritious food with lower nitrate and water content, lower freezing point, and better storage attributes. So this is one of my goals as a home gardener, is to grow the highest quality food with the highest nutrition, but also it's not going to be affected by the frost, you know, if I get a frost in my garden as much, and it's going to store a lot longer than poor quality fruit. So what we have on this chart here is the refractive index of crop juices, and they have basically all the common crops, you know, fruits and vegetables rated. So for example, on apples, there's 3 columns. There's poor, average, good, and excellent. So if you have an apple and it measures 6, that's a poor apple. If you get an apple and it measures 10, that's an average apple. If you have an apple and it measures 14, it's good. And if you have an apple and it's 18, that means it's an excellent apple. Now, of course, growing practices is one aspect that will affect the brix, but also the variety. So some varieties, in general, just be higher brix than others. So let's see. Unfortunately, persimmons are not on my chart here, so we're just going to have to brix them out and see the range on here to what we got, and then I'll actually make comments on my brix chart to find out, you know, for next time, like where I am and where other fruits are. So, for example, like lychee is not on my chart, but I was able to look it up and to see the brix numbers. So like a poor lychee is like 11. Average is 14, a good is 17, excellent is 20. Long on, another tropical fruit not on my chart, it ranges from 10 to 21. So first we're going to go ahead and take this first persimmon that Lauren sampled, and we're just going to go ahead and squeeze off some juice. Alright, a couple drops. We'll put that down, we'll look into the light, and wow. This one's reading at about 21. What are you seeing there, hon?
Oh, wait. Oh, man, I can't really see. It's not really focused. But...
Oh, really? You could turn this thing here.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's focused to my eyes.
Yeah, it's like what he said.
It's like what he said. So yeah, that's 21. So that's actually, that seems to be pretty impressive. But you know, there's like no flavor in the fruit. And the other thing, besides the number, the demarcation line, what you really want to look for is like a black and white line. Means like it's all white, and then it goes to blue, like just either, you know, white and blue. What you want to look for is something that's really like the demarcation line is not totally clear. You want it kind of fuzzy, because that means a higher level of minerals in there. So we're going to go ahead and clean this guy off scientifically on my shirt. Close that guy up. And we're going to see, all right, we're reset to 0. We're going to go ahead and take your second to least favorite fruit. Squeeze out some juice on there. Close that up. We're going to look. All right, this one is at a solid 20. So this one was 21, that one was 20.
All right.
Now I'm kind of worried because now we're testing my fruit. And you liked actually this one better than that one. So despite a higher brix, right, you still like that one more for some reason.
And I was eating these later, and I was like, these are better than the ones we got at the farmer's market, but I don't know.
All right, so here's the fruit. The second, the most liked fruit, which is off my tree here. Let's not waste the juice. Aha! Okay, so the demarcation line is a little bit fuzzy, and to me this looks like about a 21 and a half.
Oh, okay.
So we eked out a little bit more, so it's not significantly better than these, but the flavor is better and she liked it better. All right, so let's test the last one, the most liked persimmon. It's this one here. It's nice and gooey and nice and ripe. Probably also affects the brix value here. I don't know if I'll be able to get juice off this as easy. There's mostly mush, not juice. Crap. It's almost juice. All right, so this one's reading at 24 and a little bit cloudy. You want to verify
wow. that? Man, like I can't even see it. I think it's because I'm wearing glasses. Yes, it is like 24 and a little bit fuzzy.
All right. So that's pretty much this episode. I want to encourage you guys to get a brix meter, number one. Number two, grow some high quality fruit so that your girlfriend, your family, you know, your friends could enjoy high quality fruit, you know, not like the stuff you buy in the store. Very important. Get the right varieties, grow high quality stuff. You want to learn more about the brix meter, I want to encourage you guys to visit this website, highbrixgardens.com. You know, here's an example on the back of this chart that I've printed out. And they just talk about the grocery store green beans and the garden beans. And the garden beans weren't even grown under ideal conditions. But the brix on the grocery store beans, real quick, was 4.2. And the garden beans were 6.1. And they did a nutritional breakdown of the nutrients in the different ones. And for example, there's twice as much protein in the garden beans that are grown, you know, that's high brix, as well as, you know, twice as much of many of the different trace minerals, including calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, copper, iron, zinc, and manganese. And this is the difference that it makes when you grow your own food at home, when grown with the proper trace minerals. And I know a lot of you guys don't still believe in adding trace minerals, right? And I want to encourage you guys to start testing your produce with a brix meter, seeing where you're at, and you know, if your readings are not that good, well, let's improve them. You know, let's dial in, get some more trace minerals in your soil, you know, and add more compost and add more beneficial probiotics, you know, fungi and bacteria to your soil, because those are the engines that basically make the whole system work. And be sure to check my other episodes to learn how to grow high brix fruits and vegetables, because that's really what I focus on, growing high quality stuff that's going to taste great, so that even people that don't enjoy asparagus will enjoy asparagus when it's high brix and tastes so good. Because, you know, food could really taste good. And I think it's sad that the system, even farmers markets and grocery stores that are selling the produce, most of the time when I've tested it, it's between like poor and average, sometimes good. And of course, some things in general, like grapes, are usually in the excellent category, but it's hard to mess up on grapes. So anyways, if you enjoyed this episode, hey, please give me a thumbs up. I'll have my girlfriend on in future taste tests in the future. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below to be notified of my new and upcoming episodes. I have new and upcoming episodes coming out about every 3 days or 4 days. And also be sure to check my past episodes. I have over 1,100 episodes now, teaching you guys all aspects so that you guys could grow your own high quality food at home. So once again, my name is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. We'll see you next time. Until then, remember, keep on growing. All right, this is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. Today, another exciting episode for you. I'm traveling here, and it's currently the winter time, but you wouldn't know it, and that's because I am in South Florida. Pompano Beach, Florida here.